July 11th and 12th, 2025, a catastrophic dam collapse, triggered by the most intense rainfall Beijing had witnessed in over a decade, plunged the bustling Chinese capital into unprecedented chaos. The disaster, fueled by the remnants of Typhoon Danas and a potent monsoonal convergence, unleashed a devastating torrent of floodwaters across the metropolis. Roads became submerged arteries, crippling transportation networks and forcing the frantic evacuation of countless residents.
What?
Within mere hours, critical infrastructure buckled under the immense pressure. The deluge paralyzed one of the world's most populous capitals, starkly revealing dangerous vulnerabilities within the city's flood control systems. Despite recent upgrades aimed at creating a sponge city, early rainfall soared to alarming levels, with Chaoyang district recording a staggering 68.2 mm in a single hour.
Trade and connectivity.
Similar torrential downpours lashed other urban centers, prompting the Beijing Meteorological Bureau to issue an early morning blue rainstorm alert. The sudden and concentrated rainfall swiftly transformed major roadways into treacherous rivers, inundated residential communities, and severely disrupted subway operations, a lifeline for millions of commuters. The city's infrastructure, for all its advancements, struggled desperately to cope with the sheer volume of water, as runoff overwhelmed culverts and storm drains with alarming speed. City officials responded by ordering precautionary evacuations in low-lying neighborhoods and areas nestled near hills, which were increasingly susceptible to landslides and flash floods. Emergency teams drawn from fire, health, and transportation departments were rapidly deployed to assist stranded residents, clear the waterlogged streets, and diligently monitor potential secondary hazards, such as the ever-present threat of mudslides.
Signs of illness.
In parallel, an urgent advisory was issued to citizens, urging them to avoid flooded areas, refrain from using underpasses, and absolutely avoid driving on submerged roadways. The relentless downpour brought key components of Beijing's intricate transport system to a grinding halt. Flights faced extensive delays, and significant portions of the subway network were forced to suspend service due to widespread waterlogging, with over 10,000 individuals evacuated citywide and even more displaced in neighboring provinces. The harrowing event underscored the startling speed at which extreme weather can overwhelm even the most well-resourced urban infrastructure. Beyond the immediate crisis in Beijing, the far-reaching storm system wreaked havoc across vast swaths of central and southwestern China. In the provinces of Guizhou and Sichuan, more than 25 rivers surged beyond safe flood levels, with several tragically shattering historical records. The Chishu River in Guizhou swelled to its highest level since 1953, while the Xiaowa River in Sichuan reached a peak unseen in 29 years. Over 80,000 people across the affected region have been urgently relocated in recent days, as state media issued stark warnings of continued risks posed by overflowing rivers, stressed dams, and the potential for devastating levee breaches. Experts analyzing the unfolding catastrophe attributed the event to the complex and increasingly volatile interplay of monsoonal moisture, the lingering influence of Typhoon Danas, and the growing frequency of climate-driven extreme weather events. Meteorologists issued sobering warnings, highlighting that such volatile convergence zones, where tropical moisture directly feeds into inland weather systems, are likely to intensify further under warming climate conditions. Adding to the crisis, the heavy rains followed a prolonged and intense heat wave, significantly straining already stretched emergency response systems. Public health agencies issued additional critical advisories, urgently warning residents of the heightened risks of food and water contamination in the wake of the floods. Residents were strongly urged to boil all drinking water, avoid any direct contact with floodwaters, and promptly report any signs of illness. The oppressive humidity and elevated temperatures that followed the rainstorm were identified as factors likely to exacerbate the risk of waterborne diseases in the ravaged areas. With more rain ominously forecast through July 13th, authorities remained on high alert, bracing for the potential for further flooding, particularly in the vulnerable hilly and rural outskirts of the affected regions. Residents were continuously advised to closely monitor updates issued by the Beijing Meteorological Bureau and local emergency broadcasts, ensuring they remained informed as the situation rapidly evolved. The municipal government pledged unwavering ongoing rescue efforts and the provision of real-time information updates as the crisis unfolded. The devastating Beijing floods formed a critical part of a wider, alarming weather crisis gripping China throughout the summer. As cities stretching from Guangzhou to Chongqing braced themselves for further deluges, this catastrophic event served as a stark and undeniable reminder of the immense challenges facing urban centers worldwide in adapting to the escalating threat of climate-driven extreme weather. As Beijing reeled from the impact of one of the most devastating floods in its recent history, the haunting images of submerged streets, collapsed dams, and displaced families stood as a powerful and sobering testament to the profound vulnerability of even the most advanced and well-prepared cities in the face of increasingly volatile weather patterns. This unfolding tragedy is far more than just a story of broken infrastructure and overwhelmed systems. It is a compelling narrative of human resilience, the fundamental instinct for survival, and the urgent, undeniable need for enhanced preparedness in an era defined by a rapidly changing climate.